everybody. Welcome. Woo! I'm so happy to be here with my with this crew. Yeah! Oh man, I got my mics hard, guys. For those that know me from my old life, this is my drink. I don't beer. I do girly drinks. Sorry, if I'm going to do it, I'd rather have something that tastes better than beer. All right, I'm turning all your mics on so no one heard you earlier. Welcome to Fandumb, where we talk about how dumb fandom can get, stupid clickbait, weird stories. This is the chance where we get a little raw, a little crazy. We've had a couple drinks. We're here to have fun. And today's story is about Stallone. He's in the news. But before I get all that, I was in the news this week. I thought I have to address the elephant in the room, and I got to thank so many new people who've been subscribing, who've been coming back and supporting me. Guys, I'm just in shock, and I'm just in awe. It's been a really weird and tough 2 years for me. I know I did things I didn't like, but I also knew I didn't do a lot of things a lot of you thought I did. So it feels tremendously a weight off of my shoulders to know that a lot of you are coming back and giving me a second chance. So thank you. And I couldn't have done that, guys. I couldn't have made it this past year with a lot of the people that are here. So I want to introduce you to some of my friends here who are here tonight, who came out to support me. I keep hitting the wrong button. To support me on this new first live stream. And I want you to get to know them because they're awesome. I got over here. We got Lynn. Hey, what's up, Lynn?
Hello. I haven't been back in a while.
I know you were in the original OG Nerd Wars real reviews back in the day at the Villaggio, etc. So I'm glad you're back. We've been friends still throughout that time. I think people thought she left because you hate him. No, she's been busy.
I have brain problems.
No, she was busy. But Lynn, I love you. Nerdbrew.com. If you're ever out in Tampa area, that's where you get cool stuff. But thank you for everything. Toddy and Ian, woo! So glad to have you back.
How you doing, man? Hey, welcome. Thank you for having me back, man. It's definitely not been the coolest thing to be your friend, but you are one of the coolest friends I got, man.
Dude, you went crazy this week. I did not tell you to do all the things you did. I'd like to go on record.
Well,
you have been aggressively going out there
well,
in my
listen,
support.
when you're friends with somebody, you should never turn your back on them. You should always have their back.
Well, thank you, Ian. Cheers. Cheers for your support. No comment. Over to my right. Damien, my man. Thank you, Damien. Damien helped me phase 2 of this project and has stepped up a lot of this gear and stuff. So thanks for your help and everything. Damien, how you feeling today?
Feeling loosey and goosey.
Yeah, we're going to get loosey-goosey too. And I'm so happy to have her back. One of my favorite people, Shannon. Woo! Cheers,
Woo!
Shannon. Awesome. How you been? I know you've been. Wednesdays is usually your D&D night. That's why you're not here. Tell everybody. And you rescheduled for me tonight.
I did. I rescheduled to let them know that today was an important episode for all of us to get on and just have a light environment. But I came back from Boston, got to spend time with my family.
Good.
7 sisters.
7.
7.
Ooh, that's intense.
It is. And they told me to tell you that you have Boston support. So
Woo, Boston strong. Well, thank you. And so for real, I want to thank cheers to everybody for real friends here who have helped, I think, make me a better person, and I hope to make some better content with all of you guys. I don't want to talk about all the drama. You guys can go watch the videos if you want to watch tonight. I want to have some fun, and I want to do what we're going to typically do here is talk some nerdy stuff. And Wednesday nights is for fun, for drinking, so cheers, everybody. Woo!
Yay.
I see your comments. There's so many more than I'm used to seeing, to be honest, but I will try and go through and bring you guys in the conversation as we go it. But I really want to go, who is this guy with the headphones? I guess a lot of people don't know who I am. I'm Andy Signor. Hello. I created Screen Junkies, Honest Trailers, a lot of stuff you may have seen online. This is my new channel. I went through a rough couple years. You should check out a couple of my old videos. It'll fill you in a little bit more, and I'm sure some of the commenters will introduce you. But hi, welcome, man. This is Uncle Ramus, man. Good to meet you, man. So let's talk about the topic I want to hand. The way this show works is we run through a few topics in the news, we'll play a game maybe, and then we'll end, after all the complaining, with something we're looking forward to, a positive thing of the week. And if you have thoughts throughout, questions, chime in. I'm going to be getting you involved in the conversation. But this is the main story I want to address. Man, this one's crazy because I love this man.
Hey, yo, Adrian.
Sylvester Stallone is an icon, a legend, and he's Rocky. And there's 2 real stories here that I want to talk about. If you haven't read this Variety article, I implore you to do so because it's pretty fascinating. And before we get to the Rocky part of it, there's another topic here I want to discuss with this panel because he feels like he was robbed of ownership and stake of Rocky. He says he was furious. As you go through and get to the interview, he breaks a lot of his failures down. It really was a touching interview, and just seeing him go raw and be honest, it related to me. Talking about the failure of Rocky IV and then how that just took things forever, and then finally Rocky Balboa took it up there. But there was licensing and merchanting revenues. He didn't get any of it. He's talked about fighting with his. you said you didn't get any ownership of the Rocky franchise. I mentioned it a few times because after Rocky 2 came out, I made a ton of money, and then Rocky 3 hit and made some more, and I said I'd like to have ownership since I invented it, and that never happened. So I had zero ownership of Rocky. So you asked for stake and refused. Who told you this? His attorney? Did you ask your agent at the time? No, I never mentioned it. Why? Because I was told it just doesn't happen. No one has it, and look, you're not going to give you. They're giving you more money on Rocky 3. They took your chances. You're not entitled to it. So in a roundabout way, you're not going to get any more. He said no one gets it, yada, yada. But this is kind of an exception to the rule. To tell you the truth, I was so preoccupied with other things, I didn't belabor it, and he wishes that he had. Anyway, the story then goes on, and Erwin Winkler, who was involved, says he's just, come on, you got tons of money. You got paid a fortune in that film. He grossed, it talks about, I don't want to get lost in the details of the article, but even on Creed, they said they got another $10 million, and he got somewhere in the teens for Creed 2. Like, the point of the matter is the dude has been compensated according to the producers, and I'm sure for the majority of regular people, that's a lot of money. That is normal compensation. But it does beg the question. I mean, he is Rocky. He's not just Rocky. He wrote Rocky. Yeah. There is no Rocky without Stallone and all of this. Do you feel like studios should make this exception and give him a stake in his ownership? Who wants to start?
Well, I mean, when you look at comic books, this has happened in the past. There have been plenty of comic book and character creators who sold it. I think Superman was a sold character, and a couple others.
Yep. Yep.
And they lost. They created it and they lost their ownership of it. It sucks. I think he deserves money, but at the same time, it was his first deal. Rocky was his first film. It was his first deal, and almost everyone, kind of gets screwed or learns on their first deal. So
people get screwed on their deals? No. I don't know what you're talking about.
I mean, even in the article, he said he was only making $1,400 a month or something like that. Which, I mean, I guess back in that day was actually a kind of okay-ish,
but
middling
it's not even so much what got
to
its start.
Poor income, but...
Yeah, it's not a poor income. Go ahead. So what was that, Shannon?
It's not about how he got its start. It's proprietary property, right? It's something that he created. It's its own invention, like it's a business. You look at Sony, who owns Spider-Man and then rents it out to Marvel. They protect the rights to that character, Spider-Man, because they know how expensive and how much money he's worth. Then you look at Robert Downey Jr., who made deals and contracts with Marvel in order to get a percentage of the sales because he knew that Iron Man would be bigger than that.
You're saying Stallone needed Robert Downey's lawyer?
Yes.
Pretty much. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
We all need Robert Downey's lawyer.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm just saying he's probably seeing all these examples with how big these movies have come back, about how studios are relaunching brands, and realizes that he no longer owns it in 10, 20 years, which he could have given that to his family if they make a Rocky sequel or anything, a reboot when he's gone. He can't give that to his kids. He can't pass that legacy anymore.
I definitely feel that the time to do that would have probably been like Rocky 3 or 4 when the series was going up the ladder. It's not too late, though. I mean, if people want it, if it's in demand, we can talk about if they want it or not.
Well, I want to get to if there should there be more Rockies, but this idea of should have ownership. I mean, it's interesting because I am a Taylor Swift fan. Sorry if that bothers people. I like her music, but she's in a big legal dispute now too because she's fighting for the rights to her albums, and then Scooter Braun, who she's calling a bully. I don't know. I love Taylor Swift, but I don't like how she went public with it and took her army against it. There's a little bit of both. There's more I'm sure we don't know, but the point is like, should she have rights to those music? Of course. Should she have been able to have the chance to buy it? Of course. Why couldn't they offer a chance for Stallone to say, fine, you can have it, but give us this or da-da-da-da. Like, that's how it technically works. But I think, in good faith, a creator like Rocky who wrote it, I mean, you don't have it without him. But that's not how studios work. They don't just give away rights like crazy.
Nah. But you can renegotiate contracts.
Yeah, and
though,
I
right?
think, do we think he should have earned that right? Should people who create such an iconic character that then grows to such a big thing? The truth is, he should have made that deal when he made Rocky 3 or 4. Yeah, I think that's the problem, and he clearly didn't, and he clearly regrets it. Should MGM turn it back? I mean, they're never going to give him old money.
No, but what if they just gave him, broke him off like a piece? Like, okay, here's a 1% of the Rocky franchise or 3% of the 3 points on the Rocky franchise for your children to go on and so on and so forth. You know what I mean? So it's not like he actually owns 100% of Rocky, but he can be like, yo, give me some royalties. Just maybe even a royalty check.
He can't.
It's going to live beyond. Creed's already moving the Rocky legend forward. So
they won't get rid of it because that they're going to recreate Rocky as an anniversary 20, 30, 40 years down the road. It's too profitable of of a character.
There's gonna be a Rocky reboot eventually. You know Hollywood.
Well, I want to get to that because there is going to be a Rocky reboot, and he's talking about it already, where he's saying the concept would be there's two premises. Well, he wants to do a new Rocky film, not a Creed film. Rocky meets a young, angry person who gets stuck in the country. Sorry, it's hard to read against these lights. Where he comes to see his sister, he takes him into his life, an unbelievable adventure begins, and they wind up south of the border. It's very, very timely. So it's about immigration issues in the U.S., headlining news. Yes, do you tell someone that you just met in the street who's struggling and homeless to get out, or do you take them in? If you take them in, you're in trouble. I don't know, guys. I feel like I've seen this Rocky movie already.
Rocky 4 and Creed, I believe, are these exactly what you just pretty much talked about. And I saw that comment, Victor. That's not funny.
You don't like being called a discount Pharrell Williams?
I do not.
This is the first time you wore a hat.
No.
People are watching tonight.
I ain't gonna lie, it was pretty funny. That was good.
I'm just not gonna read the comments.
Yeah, don't read the comments.
I'm
No, they're being
completely
nice today
lost
for
in
once.
my
Yeah.
But does anyone actually like this idea of another Rocky?
No. It doesn't feel like an original idea. Like I said, it sounds like the premise of Rocky 4 and a little bit of Creed. And it just seems like Rocky comes back to train another person. How many times are we gonna do this?
How many times can you train a person? It feels
Exactly.
like
It's kind of becoming a vehicle for social commentary in America where, well, I guess it's always been that way because I guess the Cold War era influenced, Rocky 4? Was it 4? With the Russian?
yes, that's
Yes.
Rocky
Yeah?
4. Come on,
Okay,
is that Rocky?
I'm
Lynn,
sorry.
I'm not going to invite you back if you don't know which one Rocky 4 is. Jesus.
I mix
I'm
up
kidding. Go
numbers.
ahead. No.
I have a problem.
There's
with
so
numbers.
many
All
of
right,
them.
Four,
I-
yes.
Yeah.
So, okay,
Ivan
Rocky
Drago.
4. Yeah,
I must break you.
I will break you. Yeah, but that was a commentary on Cold War. Him against Apollo Creed originally was a commentary a little bit in a way on the prejudice, race wars, and things of that era. And then it carried forward into his next one, which was the more modern one based in like 2010 or something like that.
Yeah, that was Rocky Balboa.
Right. For that one, that was
was a
sort
good
of
one.
commentary on how it is to age as a retired has-been kind of thing. That was kind of a little bit of a commentary. It lost a little bit of a step, but I guess they're trying to get back to that and have it be just a force
Just do
for
Expendables
commentary,
3.
which is
Well,
I feel like it's unnecessary and it's just
the
going to keep
immigration.
hammering in the same.
Well, what would we want? And I'm seeing the comments come in. What would we want to see? Is there a version of this Rocky franchise that can still work? I mean, I feel like
Creed.
I've already seen the kids grow up. I don't really need to see another generation do it. I feel like even Creed 2 is sort of this weird, brilliant idea of like, well,
Yeah.
now let's get Ivan Drago's kid versus Creed's kid, and it's like turned into Muppet Babies or something. I don't need to keep seeing the kids. I don't need to keep seeing. Gilberto
Battles,
says,
yeah.
"Let's see Rocky in space." I mean, I'm kind of intrigued.
yeah, Rocky versus Vin Diesel.
Rocky X.
Saying, yeah, I mean,
He's gonna
Rocky X.
slam. He's gonna slam the clone of Apollo Creed's head into the counter and then have it shatter like that one
God.
blonde chick's head in Jason X.
Yeah, and Sneaky
That'd be good.
Sneaky
That'd be
Pinky
fine.
Chew says, "Meh to Rocky, bring back Rambo to take out some
Yes.
SJWs." I mean, I don't know about that, but it's a bit more
I mean, they
Rambo.
are bringing back
I liked
Rambo.
the latest Rambo.
Well, here's what I'm frustrated about Rambo. He was supposed to go against like weird like alien hybrids or something. He was gonna fight like creatures or
they
something.
were gonna
was the story.
crisis it.
Yeah, they were gonna do Rambo in the jungle with a bunch of
Crush the
weird like
game.
creatures. Correct me if I'm wrong, there, people in the chat, but I remember reading that something like that, and then he passed it off and he's doing an immigration version of Rambo. That seems to be he wants immigration.
Wow.
No, we gotta
That
do
is a
that.
really hot button
It's a hot button
topic right
topic. So let's do Rambo. I think Rocky needs to take a break. Maybe there's one more Creed in it. Do we want to see another Creed?
I'm not sold on another Creed, but if we're talking about in that universe, yeah, I would love to see another Creed. If that's what we're getting, Creed versus Rocky, I would choose Creed.
Now all I want to see is a Rambo where he's mowing down, like he gets one of those Gatling guns or something, and he's just mowing down the ICE officers as they're running up, and they're like, "Oh, migre!" and then he's just mowing.
And all the kids run out. See, thank you, gracias.
It makes me think of UHF with Weird Al when he does it.
Yes, that's what I want to see.
What do you guys think? Do you want to see Rocky Creed? Anything
I want
as
to
we
see
wrap this topic up?
I want to see an Expendables because then you can bring in Arnold Schwarzenegger and
Well,
all.
they did that.
Well,
They
they
did
did.
Expendables.
Do another one.
I love you, Shem, but they did Expendables.
That's why I said
It's
we do another
Expendables.
Expendables.
Oh, you want another one? Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Man,
Yeah.
bring them back. Okay.
Yeah, that's
I
what
thought
I'm
it's
saying.
like that sounds weird. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, just Expendables.
I want to see the show called Seinfeld with Seinfeld in it.
Yeah, no, but I'm with you on I want to see Expendables, and I want Seagal back. I want Seagal versus Van Damme. I want all of them back, but I don't mind them going to space. It's like Fast and the Furious. I want them to go crazy with it, or I don't care at all anymore. And I don't need another serious Rambo. I don't need another serious immigration Rocky. No, I want a good story.
That would degrade Rocky.
Yeah, go ahead,
He was
Damien.
supposed to be an everyman.
Yes,
No,
Damien.
can we get like a Back to the Future or kind of like one of these things where they like take Creed, he ends up in a time machine, ends up having to fight Rocky in his prime? Like, would you know?
We sort of did that in in Rocky Balboa, and then in Grudge Match. They also did it in Grudge Match, where was that De Niro? Who did De Niro and Stallone? Was it? It was, and they were too old, and they made a video game version of themselves, and they decided to do the real life. And they were old. It was Grudge Match. Am I crazy?
Yeah.
Oh,
Mandela
it was like
effect,
Dan
now I
De Niro
really
and
wish I had
Stallone,
seen
like,
it. I mean,
in a
I'll look it up.
comedy.
I don't know.
Yeah,
They
it
were
was,
a comedy, and they saw like a computer simulation that made them fight, and then they actually did the fight, and it's ridiculous.
It is a good.
But they actually did that one too already.
Kevin Hart was the agent. I do remember that
Yes,
movie. Yes.
Stupid
movie.
Stallone,
Anyway,
Stallone, De Niro, and Kevin Hart were in a film.
Jen
like
G.
this.
Fox says it. There needs to be a Cobra 2. That's what I want to see, and I want to see a Demolition Man 2.
Yes.
I want to see a reboot of Demolition Man.
What
So
if-
the
how
other
do you use
project
the
of this,
shells?
the other
It
project.
was such a great movie. I don't want them to ruin it. You know they're gonna ruin
Oh,
it.
they're totally gonna ruin
Oh
it.
God.
How do you use the shells, by the way?
The other thing I want to mention before I leave this topic
did
is
explain.
they're saying, I heard you want to do a Rocky prequel for TV, and Winkler has other ideas. Is that true to it? Yeah, there's some conflict there. Yes, he felt in mind that Rocky was primarily a feature film. He didn't see it being translated for cable, so there was a big bone of contention. But apparently Stallone is pushing for this. Stallone, I love you. We don't need a Rocky prequel cable series. That's ridiculous. Does anyone want to see that? I've seen it already.
I'm down.
Rocky is a prequel.
Yeah.
Rocky's a prequel. Rocky's about a dude who doesn't know anything and goes in.
No, this is Rocky in high school. Where he's like,
Getting into fights and stuff. He fights Biff and shit.
I'd watch a TV series of Rocky trying to figure out the internet.
Well, that's him on Instagram.
That one I think is like a YouTube short, like mini series where he's just like.
It would just be really funny.
But then I'll say Cobra Kai is
Yes,
better.
and thank you, Mike. Mike Vallis. It's 100% a real movie. Grudge Match. It was De Niro and Al Pacino. No, it wasn't
Al
Pacino. It was Stallone. I
was-
thought you were
it
telling
was
me the truth,
Billy-
Mike. I'm disappointed in you.
I got it right now. Billy the Kid McDonough, played by Robert De Niro, and Henry Razor Sharp, played by Sylvester Stallone.
Yes, I knew it. I knew I was right.
Thanks, Boogs.
It's an easy mistake. They've done a lot of
Like
movies
I'm just saying, seeing Rocky go, Alexa, turn up volume 7.
And
Would be
Sorry to
nice.
everyone
And then
where
the Eye of
Alexa
the Tiger
just
comes
got
on.
Yeah.
activated.
Well, that's depressing.
Or and then he gets
Rocky.
angry, just beats the hell out of everything in his house.
When a smart house electronic goes wrong, he just punches it.
Well, all right. Well, there we go. Rocky. People. I want to see more Stallone, and this idea of this article is kind of depressing because he sort of is. It makes it sound like he's not really doing anything. People are like giving up on him. Like, dude, Stallone, man, I want to see him in a million things. I like the Escape Plan direct-to-TV movies. I don't care. Like, I'm all about it. Let's put him in something cool. Like, come on, Tarantino, write him apart. Like, give him something to do.
Isn't he
Stallone
gonna be in
is
Guardians
good
3?
enough. Well, yeah, he was in Guardians 2. I don't know. We don't know what's in Guardians 3, but I want more Stallone. I think you guys do. How about a sequel to Rhinestone? Good job, Uncle Remus. That would be a lot of fun. Alexa would never understand him. Josh says Last Blood looks fun. It does look interesting, but I wish it was with aliens. It was supposed to be with aliens. And Stallone might need to retire from this Rocky Nonsense. I agree. A Rambo versus the Fast and Furious crew in space. Pablo. That is what I'm talking about.
Yeah, he just
Who's
gets
not going to
out
see
of
this
cars.
movie? Anyway, Judge Dredd done the same way. The new one was done. Yeah, I want to see a new Judge Dredd. People are into that. Judge Dredd 2. Didn't Stallone make a porn? He did. It's called The Italian Stallion.
Did you know he's 73?
He's 73?
Wow.
I can't switch to you. There you go.
He was born in 1946. If
You're
you
such
do
a good fact checker, Lynn.
If you do the math. I
We're
think.
nerds, Andy.
He could have fought Bruce
Well, there you have it. Stallone. He was in Guardians too, Josh. Let's talk on to our next subject. And you guys have any other subjects you want us to handle before we wrap up? We will talk about it. We go for another few minutes. But next up on the list here, I want to talk about Riddick 4. The script is done, just in case anyone other than Vin Diesel wants to see it. Here's Vin. I make fun of Vin a lot.
I don't know
Riddick
about
4 Furia.
Furia?
What is
David
this?
and
Thule, yeah.
Yeah.
Furia? Is he trying to get
No.
like Mad Max, like Furiosa?
That's his planet.
Is that Reading Rainbow
Well,
behind him?
I guess.
Is he going to do a Reading Rainbow reboot? I'm more interested in that, Vin.
Yeah.
Really into Dungeons and Dragons.
He is.
Yeah, so this is probably some fantastical world fiction thing.
His D&D character
Actually,
is Furia.
My wife is very excited about this.
Sorry, go ahead. And this is Riddick more than any of us. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, my wife's very excited about this. One of the things that I like Vin Diesel in is these weird, like, non-traditional Vin Diesel type roles. I mean, I like him in Fast and the Furious, but I like him in Riddick. I like him in The Last Witch Hunter. I mean, he's just so Vin Diesel in those movies. But my wife has been dying for Riddick 4. She watches the whole Pitch Black Riddick series at least twice a year.
So did you know that Furia is his home planet?
Yes.
You did?
Yeah.
I
he's
should
a
have
Furian.
quizzed you first.
So
I don't know if I believe you.
Not
He's a
Mario
Furian, yes.
D&D 5e. Got it.
Wow,
Yeah,
he's a
which was-
Furian? Did we already know that and I was just an idiot?
Well, it's
So
better
this is a
explained in
prequel.
Chronicles of Riddick?
The Chronicles of Riddick, the extended version, where they go into the Furian a little bit more. They only kind of hint on it a little bit, and you're like, why do they have to kill the Furian? All the Celestials are like, kill the
I didn't
Furian,
even know
kill
there
the
was an
Furian.
extended version. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
there's a
Wow, Damien, I'm
I mean,
impressed.
I loved Pitch
that
Black.
mean
I
the
absolutely
planet
loved
might be in
Pitch Black
danger?
on its own, and then Chronicles of Riddick was fun. It was a lot of fun, and then I really liked the game spin-off. I don't remember a whole lot from it, but I remember really enjoying it. And then I didn't even know that there was another film after that. And so when I
was
when
just
I
Riddick?
first
Was the
showed
third
up and
one?
you mentioned 4, and I
Riddick,
went,
yeah.
what was 3?
Yeah.
So was it good?
Yes, it was good. Actually, it feels like a Pitch Black sequel. It feels more like a
Ooh.
Pitch Black sequel
Okay,
than
well I guess I need to add to my
it's
list.
another planet and some other stuff goes down, but it is a Pitch Black sequel. So I would go with it. I would watch it.
I also just want to say, like, this is the second time on the show that Andy's made fun of Vin Diesel, and he's probably going to give you a family ass whooping when you see
Hey,
him.
dude, I would love those views, so bring it on, Vin. No, look, I don't have a problem with Vin. I just think Vin has a problem with Vin right now because he's not The Rock.
Ooh, I agree.
I think
though.
he's nervous about it.
I
The fact that he brought in John Cena is totally throwing shade at The Rock.
Absolutely.
That he literally went to a casting person who's like, "Oh, I need The Rock."
Have they ever
How do we
started
get
as like a
someone?"
buddy kind of situation in any movie ever?
They were in Fast and the Furious together.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
They were-
You're not a Fast and Furious.
I haven't
You're a
seen
real
a
movie
single
fan.
one. I haven't
you're
seen
real.
a single one.
I'm not going to call you out for, and you didn't know
Sorry.
it. Shannon and Lynn are real movie fans. They just don't know Fast and the Furious. I don't
No,
blame
I've
you.
seen every episode, every movie except for the last one, the new one.
Of the fast ones.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I mean, but Vin,
The fastest.
Vin, I think, is a little jealous that The Rock's getting so many franchise, and he's franchise Viagra,
It's
as they call
obvious.
him. And meanwhile, Vin is clearly, he's like, I gotta keep this franchise Riddick going, and I don't know, man.
I love them both.
People, I am Riddick. No one's really seeming that excited about Riddick. What do you guys think in the comments? Are you excited for Vin Diesel? I need to hear your thoughts on Riddick 4. I'm over the Riddick movies. I'm no, in no judgment. I'm the one who just admitted I drink and listen to Taylor Swift. So you are the movie nerd here because you knew he was a Furian. Is that like a furry?
No, that's just he's from the planet Fury, and they were apparently like in Pitch Black. You were told about his eyes getting a shine job.
Yep.
Well, that turns out that's just his actual DNA. That's his culture. That's his people. They all have that. So, yeah.
No, he said that. No, it was supposed to be established that like he got that surgical procedure
Yeah, and then in
while
the
he was in
Chronicles of Riddick-
prison in order to adapt
And
to
in the
the
Chronicles
always
of Riddick,
pitch blackness.
the little girl in the Chronicles of Riddick, spoiler alert, she goes into the deepest, darkest dungeons trying to find
I
someone
guess I
to
don't
give her
remember.
the same eyes as he does. And, and then she's like, "Yo, I went everywhere, and no one does that. No one has your eyes." That's when he.
Yeah, I don't need another Riddick, brother. I'm good.
I get
All right, Toddy, what do you think of Vin Diesel? I want to get you. Do you have any thoughts on Vin Diesel?
I think he's, I don't know.
Put you on blast. Come on,
He's-
be honest.
Come on
He's
now.
okay.
Yes, he's okay.
And John Cena.
John Cena.
Come
Yeah,
on.
he called John Cena John Cena. That's-
John Cena.
It's like everybody knows who John Cena is. Come on, how do you not? Yeah, I don't know. He's a little. extra.
He's extra. Yeah. Well, and on that note, and chime in on this too if you want, but someone just made a comment and I'm curious. Let's ask the room. Is anyone else having Rock fatigue? Is there fatigue of The Rock? Does anyone feel like he's overexposed?
No, because I'm
that
so
was from the
excited for
Schultz. Does anyone else
Jumanji.
have The Rock fatigue? I see what he's saying, and I've seen people complain like he's got so many friggin' movies and never nonstops. Like
Because he was
they
using-
start bleeding
yeah.
together, they kind of
I
look the
guess there
same.
was a Brad Pitt fatigue. There was a George Clooney fatigue. There's always going to be a bit of a fatigue when an actor hits a certain,
Well, was there ever?
It's fun to watch
Chutzpah.
because you have Moana, you have Fight with the Family, you have
Jumanji.
I can't wait for the new Jumanji.
That new one looks really
it
good.
looks so
looks
good.
really good.
And
I
you
love the
have-
concept.
You
I
have
was
Danny
so ready to
DeVito.
hate the first
Danny DeVito
the
in it.
first Jumanji remake, and then I didn't hate it, and it was actually
Yeah.
really fun.
Well,
and
Shannon, are you excited for
stupid.
Danny DeVito? That's gonna be fun,
I
right?
really
He's
liked
playing
it.
Danny DeVito.
Kevin
Yeah.
Hart is playing an old senile Danny DeVito.
Danny Glover.
Danny Glover.
Danny
Yeah,
Glover.
yeah.
But
Yeah, it's
just,
fun.
Oh
I got
my
a
God.
question.
And seeing Jack Black play all the different roles that he's doing,
Yeah.
I don't have a Rock fatigue because he plays different sorts of characters. He's not pigeonholed in a certain trope, and I don't know. It's just fun to watch him talk because he really does care about what he
Absolutely.
puts across.
Sneakachu, Pinkachu, I do like the name. He's saying Rock is all about quantity right now. Quality left the room long ago. And I got to agree with him because even
for
this,
sure.
I did a video on this if you go back, but I feel like, the fact that Ryan Reynolds, The Rock, and Gal Gadot are making a Netflix movie, I don't know, man.
That's a cash
seems
grab to
like a
him.
cash grab and not
Absolutely.
like,
Yeah,
if
Wonder Woman.
Universal really passed on their movie Red Notice and they're going to Netflix, look, I'm glad I have Netflix now. I don't have to pay for it, but still, like, is that really a sign of a movie star move to go, yeah, we are excited. Our movie's going on Netflix.
It's definitely gonna
The
sell.
three biggest stars in the world are
Yeah.
like, let's go to Netflix.
Why is it? Maybe
yeah,
they
well, I
wanted
wanted
more
to-
money because you think serialized shows they probably have different rights. Adam Sandler has been able to pick up his career and work on his projects.
Right.
He probably gets royalty rights for every time something.
Pick
But
up
the
his
thing is-
career.
But I know.
What were you
Jennifer
saying?
Aniston was in it too, and she's been really good on Netflix.
I didn't mind the Adam Sandler movie. I did review it. I mean, it's not good, but it's not. It's fine. It's a fine,
That's
interesting
definitely a
movie. And
cash
Sandler, it does play a different character slightly. I didn't hate it. You were saying something?
Yeah. So, you asked about the fatigue of The Rock. Before I answer that, do you guys? The Rock is basically Arnold Schwarzenegger of our time right now. Has anyone ever had Arnold Schwarzenegger fatigue?
No, never.
So that's how I
Never.
feel.
Maybe.
I've never had Arnold Schwarzenegger fatigue, and I'm not at this moment not having The Rock fatigue. It could change.
Even when he
It
was
could
trying
change.
to
He's too cute, charming, handsome, excellent. Could you have Jason Momoa fatigue?
Yes.
Yes.
Actually, that
Oh, go ahead. What?
I just don't find. I think he's okay. I don't watch Game of Thrones, so I can't say
axes.
anything about that. But like,
He's not me.
like
I get
like
it.
Aquaman was trash.
Yes!
I hated Aquaman.
Yes!
Hated it. Terrible dialogue, terrible acting.
I
That's
didn't
right.
like
It
the
was
Conan remake,
terrible.
admittedly.
Yeah. He's,
So that right there, I was like,
so you
all
really
right.
haven't seen him in anything then, because if you didn't watch Game of Thrones, is sort of the one thing that
Yeah.
does really work. I didn't hate him as Aquaman though. I hated the movie, but he didn't bother me. I just thought the movie.
I just
was
don't think that
ridiculous.
he's like.
Looks like a good Aquaman, but I mean, I didn't see the film.
You don't
so
think
I
he
can't
looked
say.
like it either?
I think that they used him as everyone's gonna like him because he looks like most women are like, yeah, he's great, or like he's
So you don't even
hot.
think he's hot?
He's okay.
Wow. Do all the I'm a guy and I think he's hot.
Like I
Let's
said,
go around the room and I want comment. Come on, guys, you're loud. Just admit it. Is Jason Momoa hot? You can just give a yes or no.
Just say yes.
Let's go down the room. Lynn, is Jason Momoa hot?
Emphatic.
Toddy said no.
okay.
Ian.
Oh, he's beautiful. When I look into his eyes, he's absolutely beautiful. But
He does have pretty eyes.
he does
I'll
have
give him
pretty
that.
eyes, so I'll give him that. But I would say, as a heterosexual man, I don't care. I can say this: The Rock looks
There's no
better.
shame.
Ooh, The Rock's better. Shannon, Damien, thoughts? Who's hotter, Jason Momoa or The Rock?
The Rock.
That people want to know.
I'm sorry, The Rock.
Wow.
He could pick me up and throw me.
Well,
I mean, Momoa.
no judgment.
They can throw you like an axe.
Well, in that case, then Momoa's hotter. I mean, not to mention, my wife said that sometimes, in the right light, in the shadows, when the lights are off, I can look kind of like Momoa stunt double.
I love that. Aw.
She's sweet. She is sweet. Isn't she? She's so sweet. I'm like, oh.
Oh, that's a keeper.
Yeah,
right
don't-
there.
I agree with Andy. Momoa is kind of a boring actor, though.
So acting wise, I'd give it to The Rock, but looks wise, Momoa could rock the beard. He's seen him without a beard. He looks good without the beard. He looks good with the beard. He's got hair. You know, what I mean, some women are into the bald dudes, but he's got that hair, and then he's got that beard. He's got that voice.
Okay.
He's hotter.
I have the ultimate contest to figure out who's hotter. Who would look better in an Old Spice ad?
What, like a shirt off on a weird horse?
Who would
Jason
do
Momoa.
an Old Spice ad better?
I disagree.
Jason
brother.
Momoa on a horse, hair blowing back.
Jason Momoa.
Hey.
No, I'm gonna give it to The Rock.
He's
would
riding
pick
the
The Rock.
stallion
I'm going
that,
with The Rock.
what mounted the world. He's
Yeah.
riding the stallion that mounted the world, which I guess is his own son. So that's creepy. But anyway, so he's riding that, and he comes up on a beach with his hair blowing back.
She's had this
and then
wet
one of
dreams
his
for years.
nipples gone. Yeah, no, that's fine.
There's a lot of comments.
Deal
You
with
all are. I hear you, see you all, but man, Josh, everybody, you're all just. He's boring. Momoa is boring.
I agree.
He's completely boring actor. Stewart says Carl Drago is smoking. I agree. If I'm gonna do a version of Jason Momoa, it's gonna be as Carl Drago. And yeah,
Carl?
Jason Momoa.
Carl
Hello, I'm Carl Drago.
Carl.
Woo! Someone meme that. Woo!
That's when you don't.
No,
you
don't.
don't
You'll-
actually
people will
own
use that in the
the
wrong
character,
context.
and you have the knockoff.
He is handsome. Burning Star says he is handsome, to be honest. And Jason is hot, but blah actor from Venice Beach Sports Network.
Yeah.
Thanks, Venice Beach, for the nice comments. I saw him earlier. Yeah, I'm trying to get through. Throw your comments, questions in, because we're wrapping up, and I want to make sure I talk to you guys if you have thoughts. Terry Crews for the Spice. Yeah, Terry Crews is the Old Spice.
Oh, yeah.
But
But he's bald too, like The Rock. So we gotta give it to the bald guy. You know, it's a bald role. So we gotta give it to The Rock.
Well, Hillary says.
the pec
Hillary
flex
says.
better. Is really,
Hillary
I think that's the
the
big
peck move.
competition.
Well, Terry Crews.
Terry
got that
Crews
done.
wins
All right,
everything.
Hillary Stockard says neither are my preferred taste, but Jason's hotter. Hillary, who's your preferred taste? Come on, tell us. Dude, what does Jason Momoa? Old Spice just remind me they should do a remake of Dune. What? Oh, okay, because it's
Wait,
in the
they
sand, I guess.
Yeah.
They are.
Cool.
It's the guy that they wrote
Yes, thank you,
RoboCop.
Stuart. You're a fan. I know you.
Peter
I see you. I
Villeneuve?
see you. And it's Carl Drago. Anyway, so yes, that's what's happening there. Hello, I'm Carl Drago. My friend Carl Drago. I'm the educated Dothraki. I went to law school.
And we couldn't afford the actual character.
All right. Well, he was the best thing in Justice League. Yeah. Was he
Yes.
the best thing in Justice League?
Oh, when
No.
Yes.
No.
I'm gonna go
Russian
with Wonder
Manhunter.
Woman on that one.
Are you
Yes.
kidding me? When he was
Oh,
sitting
it must
on
be
the
the
lasso of truth,
That
that
was
whole
funny.
moment,
That was funny, though. I'll
probably
give you
the
that.
best moment in Justice League.
If Justice
Yeah, it was
League,
pretty good.
Justice League wasn't a good
I
movie,
only
though.
think of the show, the animated series. In which case, oh no, Green Lantern was great too.
What are you talking
Stewart
about?
is the best Green
She went
Lantern.
anime.
Oh,
Justice
okay.
She went anime.
Okay, I get you
Justice
saying.
League cartoon. He was
You
the
went-
No, I didn't know. I thought we
creative.
were
Who
talking
here
movie.
is an anime fan?
Me.
I mean,
Someone
yeah,
pitched in the comments.
sort of.
It was Genji. Yes, thank you. He wanted to see an anime version of Rocky. Could that work?
That would
Maybe.
work.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that actually would
would work. Yeah,
He's
I'm
he's
for
kind
it.
of
It's
a
who pitched
samurai
that?
Bushido kind of
Yeah.
story. It would work. It would totally
Whoever
work.
pitched that
Yeah.
that's a genius
Yeah.
idea. I
'Cause
like that idea.
Someone should do a
Go ahead,
Rocky,
Damien.
Rocky could go now. He can go international. Now he is having a fight in Japan. Now he is having a boxing match.
He could switch over to a UFC kind of
Yeah.
style where they have their own thing in Japan, don't they?
Yes.
Yeah.
He could switch over to that. Oh,
Where,
that
where
would
he's going
be
up against a
interesting.
kickboxer or something
And
like
do
that over
and
there.
do just
If they do it like that,
exhibition
I'm for it.
fights.
Okay, there you go, guys.
Yeah.
That's
No,
the best
that's
pitch.
That's it.
great.
If they do
I
Rocky
would
like
watch
that,
that.
I'm for it. Real tough.
Anime Rocky. All right, I'm into that. I would
Yeah.
watch that version. They could make him young again. He can voice it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Dude, all right, there you go.
That's
Good
fine.
idea, man.
There's your series. If you want to do a series, Rocky fighting around the world, Street Fighter style.
Yeah.
Somebody out there who can draw, make an anime Rocky or for
Let's
us.
do it.
See what it would look like. I'm
Give me
into
the
that.
chocolate.
Put me
See,
in
good
there.
animation film with The Rock. Yeah, no, I think. Come on, Genji, don't push your luck. You were good with the. First
No, save all your
Wait,
ideas
is it Genji?
and then sell them.
I can't see the.
It's yeah. All right, so I want to go to our next topic here, which I want to end on a positive note, and then we may still play a game. We'll see. But positively, today, guys, I got to end on something I'm excited about. Wesley Snipes' reaction to Blade that was what made me happy today. People are flipping out, guys, because they're like, "Why the hell are you making Blade without Wesley Snipes? Screw you, Marvel! You can't make Blade without Wesley Snipes."
But
said
his
that?
response was the most
And-
Blade thing that he could
Yeah,
have
and
said.
so here's what he said.
He's such Blade.
He went, "To all the daywalkers losing their minds right now, chillax." All the news comes as a surprise. It's
Smooth
all
brother right there.
good.
Smooth brother.
Such is the business of entertainment. Much peace to the MCU crew, always a fan. Honor, respect to the Grandmaster Stan. Congratulations and salam to Mahershala Ali, a beautiful and talented artist whose expressions I look forward to experiencing for many years to come. Inshallah, we will someday work together. Most importantly, to my loyal fans, the incredible outpouring of love is overwhelming. I'm grateful for the never-ending support. So nah, fret, nah, worry. It's not the end of the story. Welcome to the Daywalker clique. I mean, come on. That's badass.
Yeah.
That is the best response
He's the best.
I could have ever hoped for.
How do you do a better response than that? You know,
Nah.
you don't. And I hope he's also smart because he knows like maybe I'll still be in the movie and some other. Maybe I'll play the villain or
Like a
something.
cameo.
If MCU, man, Kevin Feige, if you are not trying to call him and figure out how do we get him in a good meaty role,
Maybe they
like
already
he
are.
deserves a comeback. Come on,
Yeah, yeah.
Wesley Snipes.
What if Wesley Snipes played the bad guy? in
Yeah.
Switchblade?
Who's the guy that supplies him with the weapons? I forgot his name.
Whistler.
Whistler. What if he played Whistler, dude?
Oh yeah, I'm into that.
That'd be dope.
What, are they going to
Is
be
that-
tacking on? Wait, are they going to? I actually don't know. Are they going to be like rebooting the canon of it, or are they going to
Yeah, it's all
continue
new.
with the
All
It's all
sort
new,
of-
yeah, yeah.
man.
So that's what I'm trying to figure out. Like, is I don't mind Mahershala Ali doing it. I
No.
think he's
He's an amazing
fantastic.
actor.
I think good on you for Wesley for noticing that. I'm in on that. Mahershala Ali has literally crushed so many things that I didn't think he would.
I hope he
Even
bulks
Green
up
Book.
a little bit, but yeah.
He's just a freaking amazing actor. He brings a lot to
Yeah.
the table. So I think seeing him in a cool action role, like I'm down. But is it sort of should Wesley do it? Like, is it sort of like, you know what? No, I'm not going to do a second-rate part in Blade. I am fucking Blade. Like, should he take that part? Is it a respectful thing? I'm sure he wants the paycheck.
He
He's
could.
still probably paying off of taxes. But should he do it is the real question. What do you think, Damon?
Yeah, we don't need him in there because right now the thing is with any reboot, what are people going to do immediately? They're going to compare it to the originals.
Yeah.
And that original is so well done and so respected that he could sit back and go, "Hey man, I hope that you kill it, but he's gonna have to make it his own because I set the standard."
Was
And
that
so he
was
could
that
sit
the
back.
first really truly well done like
R-rated
comic book
com-
movie?
Pretty
well,
much.
R-rated
I'd say
comic
that and
I
what's
guess
it was it the first X-Men, right?
Superman.
Blade was before X-Men.
Yeah, so
Blade was definitely
I felt
before
like
X-Men.
Blade definitely started the new trend of like the tone of Marvel movies. Superman was definitely
I think it was
monumental.
the first
But it was
serious
campy.
comic book movie.
Yeah.
It was the first R-rated comic book movie and the first serious comic book movie.
Yeah.
Because all the
It's-
other ones before
yeah.
that were like the
What
Spider-Mans
year
and,
was
and,
that?
and even Batman's Tim Burton's Batman. But R-rated, no, it was Blade.
Yes.
But so do we all agree he should be in it? Like, do you take the second-rate part? Do you take Whistler when you're Blade? Is that cool?
Is
90
Is that
Is it
respectful?
second
Or
rate
do you
with the
say, you know
cameras?
what, I respect it, I'm gonna, you know, it's like what Julie Andrews did in the Mary Poppins remake, and you know what, I respect her for it, because that Mary Poppins remake wasn't that good. Those songs sucked, and you need good
alright.
songs in Mary Poppins.
You're a
It
hater.
was
It was
They
visually...
didn't just use the
songs
same
make it.
songs.
No, it was all new songs, and they got Lin-Manuel
Oh.
Miranda and all the stuff, and man, I was excited, watched it with my kid, and I was just sort of like,
Yeah.
okay, this looks pretty, but there was no substance to it, and the music was the most uncatchy. It was like the Charlie and the Chocolate Factory
I was really
remake.
disappointed in it too. Like I'm a huge fan of Lin-Manuel Miranda, but I was
He let
I
it-
was really
it was
upset.
weird, right?
It was weird.
Can you sing one song from that movie?
No.
Not
at all. I can sing all of
I feel like
Hamilton.
the
I know.
music
Yeah.
is so
The words, like,
iconic
don't
to
judge
the
a book
movie
by its cover,
itself.
but
I mean,
then
most
they
people
Hold on,
haven't.
Shannon, wait, go
I'm
ahead.
so sorry. Most people haven't actually read the source material, the book, so it's like it feels like the songs are so iconic from the first movie. I can't
Yeah.
believe that they remade.
No,
the
she
songs
comes back,
as well.
the kids are old, and they do
Yeah,
new
it's like a
songs.
completely
I didn't mind the-
separate- It's not like a remake. It's
So
like
it's
a
not-
sequel.
It's
Yeah.
a sequel. She's
So,
comes back. The
yeah.
kid's grown up, and I didn't mind that. Like,
Yeah, no, it was a cool
parts
story.
with the kids and like grown up. That was great, but then the problem was like it just didn't go anywhere, and the
Yeah.
song sequences were
It
weak.
felt really empty.
Yeah,
Would you
empty
watch
is
the
a good
Mary
word.
Poppins prequel?
No, no prequel. What were you? Sorry, what were you gonna say, Shannon?
Well, I said I couldn't remember the lyrics of the song, but there's one
In the new one?
in the new one. It's,
Oh, okay.
it's "Don't judge a book by its cover."
Yes, there
but
was
then-
a scene like that.
But
That was
they
a very
they end up judging a book by
its
its cover because the character's two dimensional.
yes. That was a cool sequence, but I don't remember the song. I remember the title.
I
but
can't
don't
remember the
song.
beat to it or anything. I just remember that that's the words.
Someone just started with chim chimney, chim chimney.
Well, that's the original.
That's
I know.
all can think
Everyone
of,
knows
yeah.
it. Everyone knows it.
Yeah, that Mary Poppins reboot bullshit. That should have never been made. Yeah, Josh. Cheers. Bam.
I
I
have
think
the
all
You
of
and I
the-
are.
all of the recent Disney remakes have been like just bizarre
Dude,
cash
I
grabs.
am so proud that I did not see The Lion King. I didn't see it. Did anyone see it?
No.
You guys
Okay,
watch it?
listen, Andy. Let's fight for a second.
I didn't
Okay.
see it. Well, I didn't
Okay.
see
Listen.
it.
Listen.
I am. Hold on. I am purposely not seeing it until it goes down, and so they don't get that opening weekend money from me. Even on my movie, I have the AMC stubs, and I did not give them a ticket because I was like, "Screw you, Disney. This is bull." Go ahead, Ian. Though.
Okay, I want to say this. It's not better than the original, but it's a good movie. It's got great
No,
effects.
you're wrong.
Why
Cutting you off the
make
Well,
camera.
hold the hell up. Hold up.
No. If you're gonna remake a film, why not do it better than the first one?
I think the Jungle Book did it better.
Wait, hold
didn't
on,
see
Ian. I'm putting you on the. was the Lion King remake necessary?
Was it necessary? No.
Okay.
I'll say that.
Sold.
All
None,
right.
of, none of the good classic Disney movies are necessary to be remade because they're classic movies and they'll
Exactly.
always be classic
Exactly.
movies.
Agreed.
None of them
Nobody's
need
gonna
to be
debate
remade.
that.
But I definitely liked The Jungle Book better.
The Jungle
The
Book was
Jungle-
better.
The
Yes.
Jungle
For
Book
sure.
took the source material and made the cartoon better because the cartoon is fine. I liked it as a
Yeah.
kid,
It's
but
okay.
you know there was a way more drama in Kipling's book that Disney didn't incorporate, and
Right.
so Jon Favreau wisely pulled from the source material and made like a dramatic adventure film. So I get the Jungle Book
Well,
was
like
better,
most of them.
but
The
literally
Jungle-
I've heard the Lion King is literally the same freaking movie.
It is. It is. I'm not gonna lie to you.
But the Jungle Book has a moral that it makes sense to carry into a new generation, where it's like, oh, acceptance, no matter what they look like, they can still be your family. You can still accept people for no matter what they are, no matter what species they are, etc. But to remake all of these others, Aladdin, etc.
Aladdin's not as
what's
bad
the,
either.
What's the moral?
I actually liked Aladdin.
I did
Aladdin's
too.
not that bad. I mean, I still like.
Well,
Again, I like the
why make
original
it?
better.
Why
but
make it at all, other than just?
It is
I
a
mean,
cash
That is the
grab.
question. Why do you make it? It's because of money.
Yes.
It's easily
Yeah,
because
it
of
is
money, and
because
that's
of
why I
money.
didn't give him my money, and I'm proud.
Oh, yeah.
I think
Disney's
it's
got
kind of cool though.
plenty
to
of
be
money
able-
for me this year.
I think it's kind of cool to be able to give like this younger generation like a taste of what like some of us had like as kids though.
But
So
it's
wait,
not
hold on,
quite as
hold on,
good.
hold on. Let me
Not
check.
that we can't give
Hold
them
on.
what we had because like with Isaiah we do that. But
your kid, right? But my point is, with my kid, I'm like, I sit there and I'm like, do I really need my kid to see this new weird CGI version, or can they watch the original and know the history? Like, it's like sort of, to me, it's like film history. Do you teach your kid the film history, or do you show them the new, cooler looking
No,
movie?
it's
And my
different,
problem
though.
is, I don't think it is a good thing for our kids, because I feel like when I was a kid, I had Lion King, which was, you could argue it's not an original story. It really did rip off Kimba the White Lion.
White Lion,
But
yeah.
whatever, let's push that aside for a second. It was an original story with cool new music and amazing animation at the time. Why do I need to show him the same movie with better
Exactly,
effects?
and it was only
No, 'cause
made.
kids have different attention spans and stuff. My mom used to show me channels on Boomerang to show all her classic TV shows, bed sticks and bed knobs and broomsticks.
Right,
Bed knobs and
They
broomsticks.
would show me that, and I watched it, and I'm like, "This is boring. It's Sound of Music. This is boring."
guess
I
that was
wanted to
weird.
see.
I like
I
it.
like
wanted
all
to
those
see- I
movies.
wanted, I wanted to see the shows with the brighter colors and all that looked new and fresh when I was little. So
Yeah.
they're just used to that type of
I mean,
technology.
they're
around them.
definitely they're definitely used to something very different than like
Yeah.
a lot of us grew
I'm
up
putting
with.
my kid in a bubble. Honestly, they're going to be in a time capsule. They're going to have VHSs, and throughout the first, 5 to 6 years, right around 7, 8, where they start talking to other kids. And you know what I mean? You can get a whole decade of movies within a year of a child's life. They're
mean,
just
yeah.
watching stuff all the time. They're just going to watch all the old stuff first.
Oh yeah.
It's
Well,
true.
I mean, I appreciate like
Ooh,
my
and then
parents.
the ones that they want on repeat, non.
It's true, that's another- but-
Oh yeah, we're gonna have
Tony, go
Friday
ahead.
on a loop at my house.
My
Go ahead.
parents, like, I appreciate that they gave me both. Like, I grew up with the stuff that came out in my time, but my mom also made me watch Bed Knobs and Broomsticks
Yeah.
and Apple Dumpling Gang and old movies.
Yeah.
But I loved it, and I still have a love for old movies today because of that. So like, we can do both. Like,
Yeah.
we can let our
I know-
kids enjoy something that's new and something that's different, something that they can appreciate because that's something that they are used to at this point,
Yeah.
and also give them an appreciation
Well,
for
it's
something
true.
older.
And
But
what
I
I was going to chime in on is like, there's just so much content now. And that's the weird thing, because it's like, as my kids, there's Netflix now, and they're watching the dumbest shows on Netflix. They're watching the dumbest shows on YouTube, and now they're seeing our Disney movies just redone in CGI. Like, it all just feels so soulless and money grabbing and just not genuine. Like Spider-Verse, like, oh my god, what
That
a
was
breath of
amazing.
fresh air to have this
so
new
good.
original
Yeah.
story. Like, I want more things like that. I want Disney to do things like that, where they're investing in new ideas with new artists,
Fresh
with storytellers.
Well,
And
even
it's
then,
like,
it wasn't a fully fresh idea, but it was at least a halfway fresh idea.
Which one?
Spider-Verse.
They had
No,
to be very
it's
creative with
it's
it.
a
though.
very.
Very
I would
fresh.
argue it's a very fresh.
It
take.
wasn't
Yeah.
100% fresh because Spider-Man is already.
I mean, that's the first time we've seen this
No,
version of
I've
Spider-Man.
never
though.
seen a version of
Sorry.
Spider-Man like that,
Never
except
seen
for
Miles
reading the
Morales.
comics.
But Spider-Man exists. I'm saying.
No, sure, I see what you're saying, like
we're
a new
having
property.
a dearth of original content and original properties. There aren't original new characters really being created wholesale like they were back in the 90s, 80s, etc.
Oh,
No, it's
not
true.
in
And
the
this is a
90s.
conversation.
Nobody's disagreeing with that.
Yeah.
No, and I think that you're absolutely right. Like, we need to create new characters
But it was a
because
fresh
Disney needs
look
to do
on
it.
an old thing.
Sure, but I would argue even Lion King is a fresh look on Kimba the White Lion, and it still feels more fresh than
It's a reboot of
guy
of the reboot.
rebooting the same movie and doing it. It's like Gus Van Sant redoing Psycho to me. It's just like, come on, we got to. But you're right. We need also new characters. Like everything now is just a reboot or a story or a comic book or a new version of it. Damien, what you got thought?
Nope. I was just actually thinking about if we have all these reboots and we know that there's a lot of stories out there, like a friend of mine, Lázaro, he's just huge on like African folklore. And I know that they're taking characters and they're trying to include more diversity, but there's a bunch of stories that we haven't even touched on yet.
Oh yeah.
There's like legends and stuff out there that we're like, oh man, I didn't even heard about that. And you can have that diversity, you can have new characters. I think they just need to take a chance, and I'm not sure why they're not. TV's doing the new characters. TV's where the new characters are.
It's
they're not
safe
really
to
in
do
film.
it on TV. It's so expensive now to create a movie, and it's not worth the risk of loss if it doesn't bring in the revenue from people coming to the theater, that they'd rather rely on something that they know can make money instead of take the risk. Because if it takes, look at I'm such a nerd when I look at movie statistics.
We're all nerds.
Disney
It's okay.
Disney wanted to go and do
Gross.
films back in the Wild Wild West, and so they did the Lone Ranger, and they
Yeah.
$270 million to make, and it didn't even make $100 million at all. It was such a tank, and it ended so many projects. I love Western movies, so I was really sad.
But why?
Lone Ranger didn't.
Why?
Because you get
Why did
people
they
on
cast
A white
Who
guy
they cast?
to play.
Johnny
to
Depp.
play a Native American?
Yeah.
Johnny Depp.
God.
He is part
Painful.
Native American. Just like Keanu Reeves is part Asian. Did you
There's
guys know that?
there's
Yes,
so many
I've
white people
had,
that
I've
say
had
that.
many
Oh, I'm
white
part
friends
Native
that have
American.
also said, "Oh, I'm
$1 $116th
$116th
Looks like you could
Cherokee."
do something
Yeah,
I want to make.
It's like hundreds of millions of dollars though into these movies. They're not going to risk it.
Go ahead, Ian, wrap us up. Go ahead.
I want to make
Rich.
Make your point.
I want to make a public challenge right now. All you content creators that want to do original stuff, please, I challenge you to make original content, make original characters. We need to see more of
Yeah,
that.
well, who's paying for it?
Andy Signor. Andy Signor.
Yeah, I need to get that
No, I
super
want them
chat
to
going.
do
so people help.
anime Rocky first.
Yes,
That's
Anime
right.
Rocky.
Right
If we're
now,
gonna
I now
fund a
want
project,
nothing
Anime
else.
Rocky.
Netflix, please.
So anyway, I was just going to end up. Someone said do a Peppa Pig movie because Daddy Pig is the hero. Kids are mainly watching Fortnite Let's Play. Victor and Stuart, thank you for those comments.
That's how we tap into
There
the
should
next
not be any
generation.
remakes unless someone really has a good and unique take on the material. One chill, Brad. You are correct, sir.
Yeah.
And yeah, there's just you guys are. Thank you. There's so many comments in here. I'm trying to get to
Certain
them all.
properties can be
animated movies.
conduits.
Yeah, animated movies don't age in the same way that live action movies do. I agree. I think that's what's so
Well,
beautiful
certain-
about those Disney films. And Mike says the new Lion King has a 15-minute character development scene involving a literal piece of poop. I'd like to think that the studio had a meeting
he's
and
right,
someone
he's right.
said this movie needs some more shit in it. So you liked it, Ian?
I did like it, and I
Do you remember
stand.
the poop scene?
I do. It was kind of
It's
unnecessary. Yeah, and it's not Pumbaa. It's a poop scene with I believe a
Zazu?
giraffe, right? It was a giraffe. It was an unnecessary poop scene. It went on for like too long.
Is it
I don't.
supposed to go over the circle of life? And
It was the scene, when his hair breezes in. It's supposed to get to the monkey. It transferred.
Okay,
to
in the
poop.
prequels, there was this one scene before the races where there was just an animal that just decided to just shit right on screen, and the camera like zoomed into it. And this is a really embarrassing thing that's mentioned on a lot of different videos that deconstruct the prequels and why they were so bad. So it's really impressive that they decided to include that in there. Like they just didn't see any of the things showing that maybe people don't really find a zoom in of a butthole as it's exuding.
You know my
things.
favorite butthole scene is Ace Ventura 2, where he comes out of that
the rhino.
no.
Good
That
butthole
is-
scene. Yeah.
Dude.
Is there a better butthole scene than
No,
that?
Always Sunny. Danny DeVito coming out of the couch, the leather couch.
Oh,
I
yeah.
must
That's
be
a good
clean.
It still doesn't
Completely
beat
covered.
Ace Ventura,
bridesmaid
though.
All right,
scene.
best butthole fight.
when they have the Chinese food and she tries on the
Yes.
wedding dress and then she
Funny scene.
takes a in the middle of the street.
In the middle of the
While she's trying to cross.
Hilarious.
Yes.
Yes.
That's the best.
That's
That
the
is-
only scene I remember from
Yes,
that
because
movie.
it's the best butthole scene ever.
The butthole isn't present,
don't
but the
see the
poop is
butthole.
Jurassic Park, the original.
Oh,
Where he
that's
goes,
a lot of-
huge
that's a
poop.
lot of shit.
That is
That's a lot
that's
of
the
shit.
best
Yes.
poop scene.
That's true.
I still like Dumb and Dumber. That's a really good poop scene. You don't have to see it, but you hear it. Jeff Daniels taking a
That's not a
big
yeah.
butthole scene, though.
Yeah, no,
Like,
I still
if we
stand by
wanna
Ace Ventura
get down
too.
to
It's a
brass
fart scene,
tacks.
kind of.
About
I
this
think
brass
it's Ace Ventura When Nature Calls.
Remember
All
Real
right,
Dark Requiem
which one?
for a Dream.
Oh God.
Requiem for
Oh,
the
man.
Dream.
There you go.
It's a dramatic butthole scene.
Is
Yes.
it butthole?
Oh, dude, ass
One
to
of-
ass.
Oh,
Ass
yeah,
to
you're right.
ass.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I had to look like
Most
the first-
depressing scene.
It's one of the
ever.
first films I had to go. Oh,
Yeah,
this is
no.
one of
It's
the first
the
films I
most
did that to.
unwatchable
This
second time. Yeah.
should be FAP material.
No,
Not.
it's not. Well, I guess
I mean, you gotta
I'm
have
sure
a real.
somebody has depressingly done
Somebody
that.
has that fresh.
That's not going to judge, but that's kind of gross. But hey, whatever you got to do. Jimmy Carrey, Pet Detective, Rhino scene. Yes, that's what I said.
Jimmy
Thanks,
Carrey.
Gil. I actually love the spit scene in Ace Ventura. Yeah, there's so many good scenes in there. Okay, now everyone's saying ass to ass. Great. Oh, great. Best poop scene, Train Spotting. Good one, Victor. That's true.
There you go.
Chris Tyler wants to see a dark version of Gumby. Okay, I'm intrigued.
I am all
I'm
on
on
board.
one more of that.
Is it-
Now.
Is it like
Yes.
a
No,
marijuana
Pokey-
Gumby?
Don't
Marijuana
Gumby.
Pokey's
Marijuana
got
Gumby?
problems, dude.
Pokey's doing coke.
I love Gumby. I used to play with the action figures all the time as a kid. Do not
You don't
ruin
even
that film.
understand.
I
When
like
was a
Mr.
kid-
Bill from Saturday Night Live. But go ahead.
When I was a kid, I made a Mr. Bill short. Oh my god, if I can
Yeah,
find
stop
it,
motion?
I swear to
Bring
God.
it onto the show.
Yes, we did a little stop motion short of Mr. Bill being caught. Or no, I'm sorry, there was a Mr. Bill short, and then it also involved both Gumby and Pokey getting dissolved somehow in the microwave. It was a whole thing. I really love Gumby. I have
And
a
horror,
really-
apparently.
You love him so much.
Yes,
You made him explode in the
Word.
microwave.
yes.
She sawed Gumby.
It like expanded hugely,
So
and then just
this-
sort of like
this is like
fizzled
a
and-
You
Gumby-
really took
Yeah.
that.
It's like a Gumby and Saw,
heartwarming
like,
feeling
to
Yes.
heart.
Yeah,
Yes.
when I was a kid, I was messed up.
Yeah.
When you were a kid? Has it ceased?
I was trying to find
and
toys
have
to do
ever
it.
been.
To wrap up, I want to see last chance for questions as we wrap this up because we're pushing an hour, which I didn't mean to do, but you guys have been watching and staying watching, so thank you.
Awesome, yeah.
To do a couple of wrap-ups, we do this every Wednesday night, 9 p.m., so stay tuned. I'm gonna please come back, set your little alerts or whatever. Wednesdays at 9. Come check out Popcorn Planet. Thank you guys so much for joining. I mean, man, we did really well tonight, than usual. I'm not used to it, so thank you. Did anyone watch the live-action JoJo's Bizarre Adventure movie? I don't remember that.
No, I have not.
Zack and Mindy.
Which one?
Pee-wee's Playhouse used to
Favorite
creep me
poop
out
scene,
as a
Zack
kid.
and Mindy.
Oh,
make a
Zack
porno.
and Miri make a porno. That is a very good poop scene. Dumb and Dumber, terrible movie, great poop scene. Terrible.
Yes.
Whoa, terrible movie. Abel?
Who said Dumb and Dumber?
I'm
Dumb
sorry.
and Dumber is not a terrible movie. Dumb and
Disrespect.
Dumb is a Dumb and Dumber 2.
Two. And that
Terrible
prequel,
movie.
that stupid
haven't seen
prequel
that.
too.
There was a prequel.
Yeah, it's forgettable. Shia LaBeouf had a little part in it though. You remember that
Oh.
prequel of Dumb and Dumber? It was Dumb and Dumber.
I do not want to see a prequel. I want to
It was
say
I was excited
stopped
about
that
it,
too.
and then I remember that the reviews were bad, and then I didn't.
Yeah, it wasn't good. It wasn't good.
Shia LaBeouf. I can't wait for his comeback.
Shia LaBeouf.
Oh,
Shia LaBeouf.
No, I'm good with him only doing art films, weird shit, stuff on YouTube, 4chan memes, all of that.
yeah,
it's
that
funny.
weird Shia LaBeouf song. My friend would play it, and he created a whole D&D campaign that my character was being chased by a Shia LaBeouf in the woods.
All right, I'm going to do one. I want to end because I want to end on a show since I have some people watching. We do a game here sometimes called Who's the Best. It's a game I played as a kid. I'm going to ask, you're going to be in a team, you're going to be a team. Who would be the best lawyer? I just grabbed two toys. Tyrion from Game of Thrones or Mulder from X-Files? Who would be the best lawyer? Guys, you can comment too. You guys, who do you want to pick?
I'm gonna go with Mulder because season 7 Tyrion.
All right,
wasn't
we're
that
going to
great.
take in Mulder.
Well, I
You
wanted,
guys are Tyrion.
I wanted Mulder, so
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
you're gonna lead this because we don't really watch Game of Thrones.
Oh, you don't?
All right.
Nope.
Crap.
Sorry.
Okay.
All
I
right.
watch a lot of it.
All right, go
I
ahead.
mean, by
Who
watch,
wants
I
to
mean
start?
I
Who
read
would be
all
the
of
best
books.
lawyer? You have 1 minute. Go.
Me?
Go ahead. No, you got a few picks. You have to go first.
Go for it. Start.
Okay, he'd be the best lawyer because with X-Files, the most insane things happen, and he makes it believable for an audience. So he'd be able to.
Get evidence. To track down people. He will find the evidence against you. Everything that the cops missed, Mulder's going to find it. He's always revealing his killer. He's always revealing the person. So he's going to, as a lawyer, if he's protecting me, and I was accused of stuff that I didn't do, I'd get Mulder. for sure.
Yeah, but he believes in aliens.
You know-
According to
Kind of a
which
danger
law?
thing.
But you know that he's seen some shit, and he'd be willing to do.
Do I want a lawyer who believes in aliens though, like as deeply as he does? Like it'd be so distracting because then he'd be like, "Well, no,
Well,
He's
these
dressed
times
for the
everybody
part right
believes in
now.
For
aliens.
that matter, Tyrion believes in dragons.
Well, all right. So go ahead, Tyrion. Let's hear your thought.
Okay, so I'm going to go with Westerosi law because this is what Tyrion knows. Okay, so Tyrion was so versed in law that he was able to be his own lawyer for his own trial at the Eyrie, where he was going to be thrown out of the Moongate, and then he decided instead to take. Well, I guess in both of his cases, he decided to take the challenge by battle. But in both cases, he won, which means the gods were in his favor. And
Oh,
thus,
wow.
by Westerosi law, he is victor, which
But-
means that he is the ultimate
kidding
lawyer
me?
because
So
the gods
let's
favor
recap. Let's
him.
recap, Andy.
He had people stay in a tomb when the dead were rising. His battle strategies were awful,
And his
He
legal
really,
strategies
he
are-
really
I
messed
don't-
up with Daenerys.
Yeah. Let's
I
recap.
don't
Let's
accept.
Hold on, one
I
at a
don't
time.
accept any of the past. Probably through to season 4
He
as
would need a
canon.
lot.
Hold on.
He would need a lot of
Any of
alcohol
it.
too.
Tyrion's
I
other
mean,
problem with
4 to
Tyrion is
the
that,
last.
I mean, you mentioned those battles that he won, but he threw his people to the. I mean, they died. People that fought for him died. So that means that you, as his
yeah,
client,
that's
will
the
die.
point.
He
No,
would probably
that's
win the
the point
case,
of
but
being
you'd
a
probably end up
general.
dead with your head crushed in.
You want to talk about death for a second?
wait.
You got a guy that's going to storm people into Area 51. And they're going to get mowed down and
Yeah.
die
Not if they
because
not
he
authorize
believes in
it.
aliens.
Not if they not authorize
He
it.
would at least
Hold on,
be
one at a
loyal
time.
to us because Tyrion switches sides, whatever favors him.
Ooh, good take.
Yeah.
Mulder is loyal to
He would
some.
not-
If
That's
you
what
say you
lawyers do,
believe,
too.
you're Mulder's like got you to the back to
Mulder's
death.
a-
Wait a minute, lawyers do that too. Lawyers
Not
take cases.
Not him. He does
You know how
not.
I can get Tyrion to not show up in
You-
court? I'm gonna send him a few hookers and some wine.
Wow.
He'll never show up. Mulder will be there, suited up, looking good. Tyrion's bearded and all.
Okay.
Like,
Yeah,
scarred
Mulder
up.
is
Early
really good with
Tyrion
files.
baby.
He keeps
Oh
all
my
his
God.
files.
One guy has
organized.
experience.
Look, early Tyrion. Yeah, probably.
But then
but
newer
late
Tyrion would
Tyrion.
lose.
The one
in
who
the
lost the
books-
battle and
No.
sent people to the wrong castle. That
So-
Tyrion?
So in the books, the Tyrion that's wizened, that's been through some shit, and that's gone through, seen the grayscale, has fought in the arenas
And then
for
released
the
his
Khaleesi.
brother.
That man would be able to be.
Wait,
effective
Tyrion will break me out of
because
jail.
He knows what's fair in
Could
the
he
world.
actually even be a lawyer because he was arrested for a crime? It's like Ted Bundy.
He wasn't
protecting
arrested for
himself.
crime. He didn't commit any
He's still
crime
on
that he
trial.
was arrested for.
He was still on trial for it. Like he wouldn't even be a proper.
This is a
lawyer.
law-abiding
He
He was
citizen.
on trial for charges that were trumped up and that he didn't actually commit.
Tyrion said that he was protecting the realm. He ended up damaging the realm and destroying the realm. His decision making has been flawed for the past 2 or 3 seasons.
This guy is
The realm
organized.
was
This
about
guy's
to
got his
collapse
files all the
All
way
right,
to
10
X.
seconds.
Toddy, what do you got to say about all this?
She doesn't watch the show.
I don't either.
All right, I'm calling it. Look, Tyrion put Bran the Broken in. Come on, that was stupid. That was stupid.
No,
Stupid! You're so stupid.
show isn't canon.
Martin confirmed everything. This is how it was supposed to go. It was how
I
it was
did it.
supposed to go.
And
I
he's
did a
not
Wheel of
changing
Fish
it.
reference there. You're so stupid. Come on, you don't put Bran the Broken in charge. No,
That's not canon.
And he
I
would
will
be.
never
And I
believe that
think
the last
Damien's
season
right. If I
happened.
wanted to beat Tyrion's lawsuit, I would have thrown a bunch of hookers and some booze, and he would be late and
God
not
damn
and
it.
be messed up.
Boiled.
And
I really wish I would've
think-
got
I think
scolded.
Fox Mulder is the winner. He's the lawyer. Woo! That's how we play Who's the Best. We'll be doing that throughout on these nights sometimes. This is we bring out a bunch of figures and do it. It's a lot of fun. That's what we got
Yeah.
here on Fandumb, man. We had so much fun. Thank you so much. So many awesome people tuning in and watching. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to subscribe. Make sure you set that alert for 9 o'clock. And I will definitely stay in touch with all you. We got videos throughout the week. And I got a big announcement, actually, I'm going to be making, I hope tomorrow or the next day, that I really, a lot of you keep saying, how do I support? It's a new show I'm going to be potentially launching that I'll need your support on. So please stay tuned. Hit me up on social. I want to go through quick the line. Shannon, anything you want to plug or send people to?
Just Nerd Brew. I help support it. It's a lot of fun. There's a lot of events in Tampa.
Yes, nerdbrew.com is the best. Damien.
Mr. Creator Freedom on everything. Otherwise, you can find me here.
Sweet. I love it. Ian, the Controversity.
Check me out on YouTube, The Controversity. We got a lot of content coming. I have this beautiful woman on there with me as well.
Toddy, you want to plug that too, or do you want to plug something else? Is there a competitor you want to plug? No. Lynn, nerdbrew.com as always.
Nerdbrew.com. If you want anything to do in the Tampa Bay area, guess what? That's what you should do.
And for real, thank you to Nerd Brew and all you guys for coming and befriending me when you read the news about me online and you got to know me beyond that news. And then I hope I've relieved you with my video to just remind you, okay, he was telling the truth.
Before the we knew about things well before that.
Yes,
but
I shared some
I've
things.
always believed in you, Andy. Don't worry.
Thank you guys, and for real, I'm very grateful for all your support. Thank you for coming on all these years supporting and doing the show and doing with me. Please come back, have fun with me. I love that we got to drink and talk to you all. So stay tuned. We will see you next week and throughout the week. Have a wonderful weekend and week, you guys, and we'll talk soon. Bye. Bye. I don't know how to get that song back on.